Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Four Keeps, Exodus. Before we begin, I would like to say today is June 24th, 2019, and you are loved. And even though Pride Month is winding down, I would like to let all of you know who are currently celebrating Pride Month that we are proud of you. You guys are making the best possible decisions that you can for yourself, and really at the end of the day, that's all that we can ask for. So thanks. Thank you for just being yourself. Things to keep in mind, and important things to remember is that we do this stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here at twitch.tv/indooradventures. We have Patreon set up, so if you want to support the show doing that, you can go to patreon.com/indooradventures and get access to the after show that we do called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community at large but also from each other. If you want to support the show but signing up for Twitch doesn't really seem like your thing, Patreon also not really sure how to do it, have I got a deal for you. Guys, did you know we got merch? We got mugs, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got sweatshirts, we got crop tops, we got everything that you could possibly want. And if we don't have it, but you do want it, let me know how to best deliver excellent merch for you. We recently have got the Gore Blast Stompfoot Gymnasium tees in. We are going to be adding some mugshots for our Ghosts of Saltmarsh characters, so if you are interested in having some of those beautiful people on your mug, well, soon will be happening. I don't know when, but I'm going to try and get more stuff onto the store, because they just added a whole bunch of new options, including stickers, hats, and some other stuff, so I'm going to try and bring all of that to you guys. This Wednesday is not going to be a one-shot Wednesday stream, but instead I'm going to be doing a painting stream. So if you're interested in mini paintings and just hanging out, Wednesday is the day for you. Other than that, I think that is it for my spiel. So I think at this point, RJ, who are you playing tonight?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ here on the channel. I'm playing Caelum, the Shadowkai Cleric.
Hello everyone, I'm LBHackEmUp and I'm playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian.
I am Cyber. I'm playing Arjon, the Dragonborn Blood Hunter. Hey, there's a cleric on there now too, which is cool.
I'm Wings. I'm going to be playing Coriander, the Eldrin Paladin.
All right, and what about you, Tyler?
And I'm Tyler. I'm going to be playing Damien, the Eldrin Wizard.
Yeah, so, and I am going to be the Indoor Adventurer, and I shall be your Dungeon Master for this evening. So, last we left off, you guys had finally left Marysville and were making your way towards the Hollowlock Ruins. Along the way, you ended up meeting up with a pair of acquisitionists, as they called themselves, because they weren't exactly hunters, they weren't exactly smugglers, and the places that they were going to were borderline, like, already abandoned, looted, so acquisitioning seemed more up to their speed. After a brief conversation with the group of you, they ended up selling you the right to a copy of their map of the Hollowlock Ruins, and at that point, you guys set off after kind of talking to them a little bit more about what you could expect within the woods. It was then later on the next day that you guys encountered a glowing troll-like creature who you were able to swiftly defeat, standing about a mile or so away from the forest entry to that would eventually lead into the Hollowlock Ruins. And it was there that Cori, you and Gwen, on your watch for the evening, saw the haunted fire that the acquisitionists had described, where the trees themselves turned more to like this paper white color, and the branches that hung above turned into these reds and yellows and bright, vibrant oranges. And it was with a wave of heat that seemed to alter the very surroundings that you found yourselves in, that the two of you, Gwen and Cori, recognized that this was the smell of autumn. And as this smell hit you, kind of looking off towards the woods again, you saw a tall elven figure with long blonde hair, or long white hair. Cori, you would recognize this as a winter-formed Eladrin that is currently standing looking into the woods, not even a mile away from where you are. What would the two of you like to do?
So less than a mile away.
Yes.
Gwen, do you see that?
Yes. What was that fire stuff?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Is there some sort of roll I can do for this?
Nope. Yes, there is. You can make a perception roll.
I thought you said no.
No, I said, oh, because your camera went away.
Oh, mine
Or
did?
do you-
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Oh, dear.
Kittens, stop it.
Oh, dear.
Kittens.
Oh gosh. Well, a kitten walked right across my camera button.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
this
should
was
be
a
careful.
perception check for trying to...
21.
Okay, so this was to detect, like, spot who this Eladrin was? Or what were you rolling the perception check for? Space for a hot minute.
Well, specifically, I mean, this might change what check this was.
Sure.
Specifically, I'm trying to figure out what the fire thing is that we just saw happen.
Okay, so the fire thing. It was still a perception check. And you could have rolled either a perception or an arcana check. But with your perception, as this fire is actually kind of staying where it is now, you can see that the trees, these what look to be flames, are just kind of rustling back and forth as your vision allows you to see that these aren't flames. These are leaves that the trees are full of. It seems like they actually gained quite a bit of vegetation on them, and the reds, oranges, and yellows are actually a mixture of these fall leaves that seem to be just filling the forest.
Coriander's gonna close her eyes and just sort of listen to that rustling for a little bit and take a deep breath and just pull in that autumn air. And she's going to say, "It's not fire. It's autumn."
All right. I've seen a lot of shit, but I definitely know what autumn is, and it's not everything's on fire.
No, look at the trees. It's leaves. Feel the air. This isn't winter air. This is autumn.
So that wasn't actual fire or ghost fire?
No, I don't think so. We should wake the others.
Should we be at all concerned about that looming figure that's like a ways away? Should I go attack it?
That's probably the next thing we should worry about. Is he still there?
Yeah, he seems to kind of be gauging the entry to this forest. And you see that every
He
once in a
hasn't seen
while a
us.
small book will open up. Something quickly is scribbled in, book closes back into a side pouch.
And he hasn't seen us?
Damien, make a perception check.
Sure.
Well, that was a nat 1.
Best roll
Great
of
way
the
to start
evening.
off.
Yes. No, you have not noticed them at all.
No. Just
Excellent.
jotting
Now my
away.
plan to murder him before he even gets a word in edgewise can
Yeah.
commence.
Not again. So yeah, he does not seem to have taken notice.
Cori's gonna go wake Arjan and Caelum.
Wait. Let me wake up Caelum. Is he trancing?
Yeah.
She'll just like tackle him.
Ah!
Wake up!
little Susie.
Everything's on
What?
fire!
It's not fire, it's autumn. Arjan! Arjan, wake up.
First off, did we get a long rest?
No. Because they were taking the first watch.
Cool.
Wake up,
Cool,
wake
cool,
up,
cool.
wake up. Wake up.
What?
Are you awake?
I'm awake. What?
It's autumn.
Again?
I mean, here it is. It's almost like home.
All right, that's concerning.
Okay,
There is a dude in the distance.
And Arjan, Caelum, and Gwen, all of you have noticed that there has been a very abrupt temperature change from you guys actually camping out, because you've been traveling through during the winter months, and now it is like it went from being about 30 to a comfortable mid-50s. There's been
Feel the grass. The frost is gone.
All right, this is super concerning for me. It's not for everyone else. Look, I found a kitten too.
What?
We're keeping it.
Syra just
Moonin.
looks at you kind of concerned.
Oh, it's just mooning. It's all right. Yeah, no, so I think we should make a plan of attack for this duder. He's clearly manipulating the lands. Maybe he's like an evil version of Cori. Maybe it is evil Cori.
I turned to Cori very concerned. Because I've only known one other instance of another Eldrin, and it was literally the evil version of Cori.
There are plenty of Eldrin, and we all can take on a winter form. Not every winter Eldrin is evil.
Right.
Cori, it's this one.
I won't know until I get close enough.
Arjan like loads another bolt into his crossbow and like uses it to prop himself up. Well, let's go.
How are we going to do this?
How do you want to do this? I mean, are we just gonna go up and say, hello, are you trying to kill us? Are you trying to kill everybody?
I could like sneak behind him. This is tall grass and I can just like get low to the ground and sneak up on him.
You didn't know. Well, that's not what I
Not
would
the
say.
stealthiest party.
What if you do the thing where you throw me? Like, not throw me, but like you send me through that really crazy, scary place.
Oh, you're going to have to wait a half hour for me to be able to do that again.
Okay, good. That wasn't my first pick. That was really disturbing for me. I still have nightmares.
The pink dimension?
I mean, I could physically throw you.
That's true. Want to do that?
I think we
Caelum
still
has-
have those halfling chucking rules around here somewhere.
Caelum has gotten up and has started
Damn
making
it.
his way over to the Eldrin.
Is he just walking whilst we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do?
While we're plotting how to kill the guest star, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, so as you all are discussing your plan for the imminent demise of this Eladrin that you've seen standing outside of the woods, Caelum, you are just making your way over to him. And it takes you about 10 minutes to actually get up to where this guy is. And at this point, Damien, you actually finally see, looking over, that there are what looks to be a set of individuals, a horse, a cart, a wolf. There seems to be quite a number of individuals that you just honestly missed the first time.
I just wasn't looking. Also, that's a heck of a retinue that you guys got there.
Are you saying this to Caelum?
Sorry, no. As they approach, Damien will finally notice them, and
It's just Caelum approaching.
as Caelum approaches, he'll wave him over.
That seems friendly enough. Caelum quickens his pace slightly.
Oh god, he went alone.
Oh no! Gwen starts booking it.
Cybra will run next to you, Gwen, and kind of like as she's running, lower her shoulder.
Yeah. I mount up on her and start riding off into battle, my axe drawn.
I don't.
Okay.
Arjan will just like come
First of all, mage armor.
Caelum doesn't see this, so he's just like, hail, travel major,
Caleb, stay behind me! And I'm just gonna like power slide Cybra, so it's like I'm between Caleb and this new friend or foe, axe drawn.
I'm terribly sorry. Can I help you?
I don't know. Are you gonna attack us?
I mean, I wasn't planning on it until you've drawn your weapon.
Caleb, is he evil?
you'd have to ask Coriander or Orjan that question. I can't use that.
Well, they're
Class
like
teacher.
half a mile behind me.
Coriander.
I'm literally here.
Oh,
You did
Jesus.
not just say coriander.
Wait, do you
She's
know
here.
her?
Do I know her? Of course I know her.
Fucking insight check.
Do all Eldrin know each other?
Well, I mean, not all Eldrin, but
Sorry, are you going to allow me to make an
Yeah.
insight check?
I'll totally.
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you get?
If Arjan is within earshot, then Coriander is. So she's walking along beside Arjan, and then as soon as she hears that, she's gonna duck behind Arjan and go, "Fuck, it's Damien."
24.
Coriander, is that you?
He is very
Oh
much telling
my.
the truth.
Oh gods, don't let him see me.
No need to be shy. Come on out.
I think he's already seen you, Corey.
Damien! It's so good to see you.
Oh, it's so good to see you too. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just on a quest to save the Feywild and the entire world. It's
Oh.
not a big deal.
Still up to trouble as always, I see.
Doing my duties as Lower Caelum of the Fallen Leaves and all.
Hmm.
Everyone, this is Damien Anoran. He was my teacher back in university.
All right, what's up, dude? Teach, bruh.
It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Sup, teachers?
Damien, this is Arjan, Caelum, and Gwen.
Hi.
You've gathered yourself quite a group.
What were you a teacher of exactly?
Well, I have a lot of different specialties, but my absolute specialty is abjuration magic. Though, Coriander, it was a history class that I had you in, and then you also failed out of one of my early abjuration classes. So all sorts of things.
Yes, well, the reading was very difficult.
Is that
All
why you
written
never
by
used
you, I
protection from
remember.
evil and good on us? Corey, is that why you never used protection from evil and good on us?
That's a very basic level spell. I would have imagined you've mastered that by now.
Oh, a student is only as good as her teacher.
Well, I can only teach to someone who comes to class.
All right, so sounds like we're having a great time here. What's up with all this shit going on around you, dude?
I pass Arjan a wineskin.
Oh, the forest.
Mhm.
Oh, it's well, I have a few theories. Though I'm not sure I should probably be telling you, though it is very interesting. But what are you doing here?
We're traveling north to see my tribe.
Okay, I believe that. Actually, no. She's a little halfling. What tribe does a halfling have? I will insight that.
Okay.
There could be tribal halflings in the material plane.
I mean,
They're
I've
called
done
ghost
a
wives.
little bit of studying on the material plane, though my real specialty doesn't really lie there. I got an 8.
This would be persuasion, right? I also got an 8.
Your cover isn't very interesting, but Damien, you've heard worse excuses.
Yeah.
At least they're not going to a funeral. Someone's grandmother's always dying in class.
And it's just always the typical excuse.
Never mind why we're here. They live here. What are you doing on the natural plane?
Oh, just a bit of a business about some autumn fae, and some other things. A portal's involved. Very interesting.
Autumn Fae, is that entirely within your jurisdiction?
Well, it is now, since there isn't really anyone in charge of the Autumn Isles.
What?
How long have you been gone, Coriander?
Cori doesn't know how time works. She's gonna look at Rajan.
3 months?
Close
It's
to it,
only
yeah.
been 3 months. Here, anyway.
I'm terribly sorry to break the news to you, but Valaris is presumed dead.
That can't be right. Valaris is a very capable Caelum. He can take care of himself.
Though I'm sure he can, but no one has seen the Caelum of the fallen leaves in quite some time.
Well, what about the other Caelums? They should be able to step up and take care of the Autumn Isles.
Oh, they're trying. Don't spread around nasty rumors or anything, but the unrest is truly unruly.
Coriander turns away from him and makes that face, just like a really pained look on her face, just like, ah!
This is bad, Cori?
Oh, it's quite bad.
Why?
Well,
Well, see, that seems to be the whole reason is the whole reason I'm here. You see, the Autumn Fae are fleeing from winter, in an illegal manner.
Oh.
Therefore, I'm here to tidy up the mess.
So you're here to smoke some fools or like capture?
Well, if at all not possible, no. I'm just trying to make sure they can't flee the Feywild from their end.
Under whose authority are you doing this?
Well, the judges 3, of course.
Of course.
I want to insight check that.
Go for it.
well, you see, Gwen, Caelums are like the policing force of the Feywild, from what we've gathered, and the Judges 3 are like the super top, which decide most of their like jurisdictions and laws and.
Oh yeah, like the council. Got it.
Wow, you have a very good grasp on it.
All right.
He's
what'd you
a
get for your-
Coriander.
Boy.
All right, so 16 for insight, and what'd you get for persuasion?
Sorry, I forgot
deception.
to check my persuasion. An 8.
The delivery sounded a lot better in your head. It was one of those like, I'm under the jurisdiction of, pulls out book, couple notes. The judges 3. But Cori, he seems to be being earnest in his in his statement.
Judges 3 didn't tell me that.
Would they be able to contact you? Would they be able to contact you?
DM?
You're not sure. They're powerful archfey, so if you feel like if they wanted to, they would probably have a method of doing so.
Perhaps. They are very powerful. I think they'd be able to find some way to contact me. But either they can't, or they didn't see fit to inform me of this. She just gestures to all of Damien.
Well, I wouldn't take it too hard on yourself. They needed someone a little bit more experienced.
She's gonna divine sense him.
Okay.
Give me any excuse to punch him right now.
Yeah.
Just Faye.
Just Faye.
Faye.
Hint of Faye.
It's more than a hint. Because
It's a pretty...
he's from Feywild. It's just like covered in him. It's like the Axe body spray of sense that you're getting of Faye right now.
All right, so like we just need to round up these. Well, you need to round up these fools. Cori, do we need to go back to the Feywild now?
Well, it's not necessarily the rounding them up. I'm just here to find the portal and close it.
Well, I mean, if there's a portal here and we need to go to the Feywild, we could just hop in it, right? I mean, it's up to you.
Well, who's overseeing the evacuation?
The evacuation? There isn't an
Yes.
evacuation. There's people, there's Fae fleeing. Illegally, I might add.
By whose law?
What, by whose law? I don't know, by whose law is it illegal?
How dare you?
By the decisioning of the Fae courts, they, from what you know, is that the Fae that are currently fleeing did not go through the proper bureaucratic channels in order to justify this gate that is being used to go from Autumn to your current location.
Exactly. By the Fae courts. There are set processes that they can find a way to leave the Autumn Isles, but this isn't one of them.
They're fleeing because their lives are in danger. They're fleeing from winter. If there's no other option, what are they supposed to do?
That
Stand
isn't
there and die?
that isn't my job.
Coriander's really mad.
Is she turning summer? Is she turning summer?
Yeah, I think she's pretty darn close.
All right, so Duder, nice to meet you. Glad that you're here. We should probably find that portal and go through it so we can figure out what's going on in your... Wait, are you the leader now? Does that make you the leader?
Not really. It's more like a go-between between like the Isles and the Judges 3. The Judges 3 make the law, he enforces the law as like the stand-in Caelum.
If Cori is the lower Caelum,
Well, not anymore.
Cori, you're still the lower Caelum, right?
I still don't think that the greater Caelum is dead.
Well, it sounds like we have a mystery on our hands.
If the greater Caelum is missing, and you're the lower Caelum, would that not give you the responsibility to act on behalf of your people, the Autumn Fae? Would you not be able to speak on their behalf? Talk to the judges and see if you can make this portal legal?
Question, DM.
Sure.
Is my exit strategy good for a +1?
Nope.
Ah.
A one-way ticket.
I am sus.
I kind of want that gift for a reaction.
Got you, boo.
But excuse me.
Damien, where's the portal?
That is a very good question. I have an idea of where it's at, which I need help finding it. If it seems that maybe I can enlist some of my my favorite students' help to help me find it, and then we can get this all behind us.
The portal is a two-way street. We can go back to the Feywild through the portal.
I don't think that's been proven, though that would be very interesting to find out.
Coriander's going to turn around and look back at Arjan. So remember when I told you about Fey tricks?
Yep.
I don't know exactly if we can trust him.
Would my Hunter's Bane give me any additional insight as to what's going on? It's for intelligence checks. That's what the rule specifically says.
So make a survival check using your Hunter's Bane.
There is something for. I have advantage on survival checks. Survival checks to track.
Okay.
Faye, but that's it.
So that probably wouldn't be it. I'll say that you can make a intelligence check with your proficiency modifier, like an Arcana check, if you're not already proficient.
$13.
So, from what Damien has told you, it sounds plausible. With this forest in front of you that you see is not the forest that is supposed to be here, as Arjan, you kind of grew up around this area. You know that there is definitely some form of Fey manipulation that's happening. It could be similar to when you guys were beneath the city streets of Shroudport fighting the Meanlock, and it seemed like there was a new environment that was getting forced into a pre-existing environment, or this is some kind of layering effect. But as far as planar effects, regional effects, this seems Fey related. But as far as the penultimate cause, you aren't sure.
Okay. I mean, we might as well just go along with it.
I have been waiting for someone to give me a hand here, so it would be much appreciated.
What was the help that you had in mind?
Well, I'm afraid there might be some more dangerous Fey that have come through. So I could use someone to watch my back while we find the portal.
Right, but you said you were expecting help. Who were you expecting?
No, I was hoping to find help amongst the locals, you know, some riffraff, but having Coriander here, that's excellent.
I'm sure you
All right.
help.
Eyes up here.
Observation wizard should be able to protect himself.
She has a girlfriend. Just saying.
He doesn't swing that way, just saying.
Then shall we be going?
We had an encounter earlier with a spectral troll, and we're kind of tapped out for the night. So if we could get some time to rest, that'd be
We are on a limited timeline.
well. Effectiveness versus effectiveness overall in helping you is sort of the key issue here.
I suppose I can take some time to let you all rest. You are, after all, I would assume, experienced adventurers. I'll trust your judgment.
About 7 character levels worth.
Wow.
God damn it.
Arshan?
So yeah, you guys kind of get stock of all your things, realize that you also left your cart and your horse about a mile away, and then trudge back to the small camp that you have made for yourselves.
And Damien will join you.
I'm gonna pull Coriander aside a little bit. So, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much can we trust this guy?
Say about 3.
You want me to
3.
break his legs and then you can heal him in the morning?
Oh gosh, no, wait on that. God.
Okay, I'm just saying. I mean, if we
You
don't
can
want him
break
to...
his legs all you want when he's betrayed us, but until then, we have to act nice.
Boring.
He works for the Council 3.
Right. So you work for them
He
too,
went
right?
over my head. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
So, but seriously, like, we have to go, right?
My people are in danger, Gwen.
Yeah. So
And
we go.
no one is standing up for them.
Yeah. So we will.
Okay.
And so,
Thank you.
sorry. I was going to say, first round of watches is going to be Gwen and Cori. Second round of watches was going to be Arjan and Caelum. Damien, you can volunteer to join on any of these watches, or you can just meditate throughout the night and wake up halfway during the second watch.
Yeah, he'll start the night by trancing. Actually, no, he won't, because he wants to continue to observe. After a couple hours, he'll go ahead and trance.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, so Cori, you and Gwen are up into the late evening with Damien just sort of watching the forest. And as the end of your watch comes in, Cori, you and Gwen both watch as the woods seem to kind of flicker a little bit, almost shifting in their place, and the grass beneath you stops being that very lush warm grass and actually seems to shift back into place into a more frosted ground, as it seems like whatever magics befell this wood are no longer active.
All right.
And now I'll trance.
I hate magic so much.
All right.
Gwen, you know how you said you never found a gnome that you liked?
Yeah.
I'm that way with wizards.
She puts her hand up for a Nux.
Yeah, just bump.
All right, cool. And then she'll like lay back.
All right, and is at that point you wake up your own wizard, Caelum, and get Caelum and Arjan ready to go into their watch. And then, Caelum, while you were in the library, what were you researching, if anything?
Feywild portals.
Sure. Make an Arcana check.
It's nice to be able to do research in my sleep.
Damien would just love to hear that.
21.
So what you have heard about Feywild portals is specifically the general Fey courts have systems set up primarily because interplanar travel became more of a regular thing as the eons have traveled on. And they have realized that the time within the Feywilds is different than the time that is spent on most any other plane, and that it fluctuates. So what the council has done is that they have regulated travel for specific price points. So if you need to go to the Feywild and come back with only a second having gone by, you can do that for a price. And it seems like that is how the majority of these Fey portals work that are sanctioned for the most part. And then the portals that you will uncover and discover throughout the book are all unstable. They don't seem to have there's no limiter to the time differential that you could experience when traveling between.
So, in theory, you could also experience negative time in the material plane.
No, it only progresses forward.
Forward. Cool.
Yes.
There goes my time travel idea. Is there anything in the book about, like, this sort of effect where the Feywild and the material plane are sort of being juxtaposed?
The
on top
only
of
the only thing with this Fey juxtaposition is talking about things that you've seen before. These small Fey circles that are just tiny collections of mushrooms. Those seem to exist both in the Feywild and in the material plane, and are usually used as pathways for sprites and pixies, but never anything to this scale.
That leaves some very important questions that need to be addressed later, but Caelum fiercely writes them all down as when he wakes up in his notebook. Shuts.
Was Damien able to observe that? And just fiercely writing stuff down?
Damien would have been asleep at this point because he stayed up to watch the forest.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so Arjan and Caelum, do you guys have anything that you would like to discuss before morning comes?
We might have some bigger problems that might arise if this thing is permanent, but hopefully no one lives in the forest.
I don't think anyone's lived here in a long time.
Okay. Hopefully this doesn't happen anywhere else.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So your guys' watch goes by uneventfully, and come morning, Cori, you and Damien wake up before Gwen. As Gwen, you got to get your full 8 in, but you guys do end up regaining all of your lost hit points, all of your lost spells. Everything is back to you. And it is bright. It is a nice, cool morning, and you can see that there are very heavy overcast clouds above that look like they are getting ready to rain at almost any moment. So, packing up your things, you guys are heading out to the woods, unless there's any early morning things that you guys would like to cover or take care of.
Gwen would like to maybe get Damien alone as they're packing up things.
Sure.
He doesn't have much to pack up, so he's kind of probably just standing there observing.
She'll hop up on Cybra and like start petting her mane, and just so you know, I'm kind of the protector of the group. So, like, if you fuck us over anyway, consider yourself dead. Just saying.
He will kind of look you up and down, and just nod.
Damn right. This just starts trotting off.
Mom, I can't find my quills and ink.
Check your bag!
Yeah, so you guys manage to pack up all of your things, and then you begin heading off towards the direction of the Hollow Lock ruins. And as you guys are traveling on, you are nearish the river, and that is when you hear a rolling crack of thunder that seems to be about 8 to 10 miles away, kind of just judging based on when you see lightning and then where you're hearing this thunder come from. But with a sound that is almost sheet-like, you can actually see that there is just this large downpour of rain that seems to be making its way towards the lot of you.
Caelum is pulling Cori inside of the cart.
You guys have
That's right. That's bad for me.
You guys have
fuck.
a open cart. This is an open top cart. You guys did not ever have a closed top cart.
Fuck.
Oh, I do
Shield,
hate rain
shield.
so much.
Do we have like a tarp or something?
Do you guys? You check your inventory, see if you got one.
Oh God.
A what?
A tarp.
It's a tarp!
Plot twist, Indoor went into our inventory and took everything out.
Yeah, he fucking did. Thanks for bringing it up,
For those of you at
Okay,
home.
can I just say that I perfectly caught my headphones on my microphone
Excellent.
when I flipped them?
I have a pot. I could turn my frying pan into a drying pan.
Caelum kicks Cori off the cart.
No!
Cori's gonna roll under the cart.
Okay.
Just rain. Gwen will be fine.
Coriander, are you okay?
Everything's fine.
It's just rain, you know.
I'm just checking the axles.
I have a bedroll. Can I throw a bedroll over Cori?
Yeah.
Are our winter cloaks like weatherproofed in any way?
They were meant to keep you warm, not dry.
Dry. Okay. We'll all throw our bedrolls at Cori.
Kind of Cape Fear to the bottom of the cart.
Okay. Yeah, and it is at this point that the downpour is kind of caught up to you guys.
Is are the bedrolls waterproof?
No.
They're
But they'll
meant
at
to
least-
keep you warm, not dry.
Yep. But they'll at least keep some water off of you if you create a makeshift tent along the back to kind of give your cart more of a caravan style.
Could we
Indoor.
set up our tent inside of the cart?
Indoor. Would we have known that it would have been raining the previous day?
The previous day, you would have seen the clouds just kind of continually darken as you guys have been making your way. Since you've arrived to the mainland, it looks like it has been going to rain almost at any day now.
So I would have had a pretty good idea that pretty soon it would have started raining.
Yeah.
So I would have had a pretty good idea that it might have been a really good idea to prepare destroy water.
Yes.
Okay. Can I swap out one of my spells?
Yes.
One of my cleric spells.
I will say yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't forget your
tent
blood
one.
die.
Ah!
Yes.
That's
The
a
tent's
17.
slanted.
So yeah, Damien, you see their dragonborn companion just pull out this like very dingy looking pewter chalice, and just slices his hand, or not even slices his hand, just extends some claws into the palm of his hand, drips blood into the chalice, and then like a nod of recognition upon looking at these stones that are inlaid onto the chalice itself. Seems very odd.
I have seen stranger, but that is quite strange.
Yeah, the seeing stranger is definitely Cori, who is not having it with the rain.
Yes, that is quite strange.
Is the tent waterproof?
The tent is waterproof enough.
Okay. What if I get into the cart and like MacGyver? What am I saying?
Wrap
Cori
yourself
doesn't
in the tent.
MacGyver anything. She's just wrapping herself up in the tent.
Okay,
Just pulls it up over her head.
sounds good. So yeah, you have pulled it up over your head. You are currently, you have cocooned yourself inside of this makeshift tent. And as the rain is kind of pelting against you, you're just like thankfully watching it roll off of the canvas sides.
I'm gonna turn to Caelum. Should we be worried about that? Is she all right?
No, that's perfectly normal these days.
We are
Any-
very worried about that.
Well, yes. Yeah, we're worried about that, but the behavioralism of, like, self-preservation is not concerning.
I see. What's been going on?
That's an issue I'm not comfortable talking about. You should probably speak with Coriander on it. Hey, look, Rain.
Okay, I'm gonna hop up in the cart with Cori. So, Coriander, what's going on?
Oh my god. This is not happening.
Cori, I know we have our differences, but I would very much like your help in this. And I do think it's good that you would come back to the Feywild and help figure out where your place is.
This is actually happening. You're trying to give me a pep talk?
Well, I know they haven't been so successful before, but, you know, my teaching methods have changed. You might have improved as a student. He's not very good at talking to people.
No.
He's like the worst teacher.
Coriander has got a tent completely over her head right now, so you're talking to a shapeless lump in a cart.
Yep.
How long do you think it's going to rain?
Do I have any idea how
It
long it would be
looks
raining
like
for?
it has no intention of letting up anytime soon.
Quite a while, it seems.
Indoor, what the fuck?
Is there anything I can do to help you?
Well, unless you can end a curse, I don't think so.
Can I remove a curse? Well, I do have this nifty little spell called Remove Curse. You should have told me about this yesterday, though. I don't have it prepared today.
Womp womp.
It's the Price is Right womp. Oh my
Oh my god. You're a
Though we
monster.
will be traveling for quite some time. I know it takes at least like 2 days to get to. What is it called again? Helmlock? Someone help me here.
The
Lockout.
The Hollow
Hollow
Locks.
locks.
The Hollow Locks.
Hollowlock. Yes, that place.
All right. So, as you guys are talking, making your way, I would like for everybody to roll a perception check, except for Cori, who will be doing hers at disadvantage because you have wrapped yourself up in a tent.
Natural 20.
12.
This was a perception check?
Yes.
One
It doesn't really
one.
matter. I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Okay.
17.
Okay. So the 17 and the 21. As you guys are making your way, Gwen, are you like walking along the ground? Or are you on Cyber's back right now?
Probably on Cyber's back, but she is 100% paying attention to the way Damien is acting towards her friends.
Okay. So Cyber's ears kind of fall to the back of her head, and she raises her hackles up on her shoulders, and you just hear her start to whimper a little bit, and she's looking off at the woods that are on your right, kind of looking over the river. Damien, you, as you're talking with Cori, and hop off the back of the cart and kind of come to a stop, you feel the ground beginning to shake ever so steadily underneath your own feet in a almost rhythmic. Caelum, as you are on the cart and you are just kind of taking notice of all of this, you feel the ground shaking beneath you. And as you look over at one of the puddles that is formed on the ground, you see that very much in a Jurassic Park-like style, there is a center ripple that starts from the puddle. And then it seems to get bigger and more intense as all of you can now feel the ground coming from the ground shaking below you with these heavy footfalls, and you start hearing trees actually breaking and getting pushed aside. And running from the woods in front of you is pushing apart these tall trees. You see a horrifying face. You see a huge-sized creature, dark purple skin, one eye very large and swollen that seems to be a pure yellow color with a black slitted iris coming down. There's another eye that's on this creature's cheek, kind of at the base near where its jaw should be, and its mouth is actually kind of twisted up and off to the side as well. Its ears are on locations that are not meant for being a predator. This just looks like a twisted form, with one front pectoral muscle much larger than the other, and on the side where the other pectoral muscle is kind of shrunken, this arm is just bulging, tearing these trees apart. And you hear it call out. Damien, what languages do you speak?
Oh, quite a few. Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Infernal.
Okay, Gwen, you are the only person who understands what this creature says as it calls out. And it says,
The elf's beauty is in the eye of mine.
As this creature kind of points out towards you, and you watch as this large boar actually rips through the side of the underbrush near it as well. But this creature also has these very wicked deformities about it. I would like for everybody to roll initiative as you face off against this large giant-like creature.
I'm sorry, can you run that by me one time as far as what he says without the accent?
He says the elf's beauty is in the eyes of mine.
That's what I thought he said. Didn't make sense to me then. Doesn't make sense to me now. That's cool.
Is there any way I could have, when I noticed it, cast Mage Armor?
Oh,
on
as
myself?
soon as the trembling started, just nope. Yeah. So what is everyone's initiative? Arjan got a 5. Damien got a 15. Gwen?
10.
Okay. Cori?
8.
And Caelum.
19.
Okay, sounds good. So there is the giant, and then his companion. So the top of the round is going to be Caelum. Or no, your dexterity modifier is a -1.
No, I got a natural 20, so 19.
Okay, got it. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are. You will be going second then, because the modifiers, because you guys share the same initiative track, is what I was trying to think.
Bug.
So this large boar is going to come charging at you guys, and it is actually going to be charging towards Gwen and Cybra, as the two of you were up front with this cart. So it is going to make a attack against you, Gwen. And I'm going to guess that an 11 does not hit you.
Correct.
All right, that is it for its turn. Next up, Caelum.
Gonna cast that. Caelum plants a foot on the cart and hops off, and as he's hopping off, boy oh boy, he like slams his hand towards the boar and casts Guiding Volt.
Okay.
Does a that's a wizard spell. An 18 hit.
An 18 does hit. Roll for damage.
Regrets. Sorry. 33 points of lightning damage.
Whoo!
I cast it at level 4, so.
Dang.
Ooh, boy!
All right.
That's my boy. That's my baby boy.
So just this bolt of lightning rips out for you and just slams into the side of this boar. It is looking very upset by this. So
Oops.
then next up is going to...
Oh.
Sorry.
Bonus action, Snakehead.
Yes. Get snaky on him. Next up is Damien.
Okay, so it's the one big thing and the boar.
Yes, and the one big thing is currently kind of standing across the river, but it looks tall enough that this river is not going to give it any problems to actually ford.
Okay. I would like to move over to the boar. I'm kind of on the cart, and Gwen was like right next to the cart.
Hmm.
So I'll hop off the cart, lay a hand on the boar, and cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
Make a melee spell attack. I should roll that. And that would be a 21.
Okay, 21 will hit. Roll for damage.
Work.
Oh, my internet is becoming unstable. Sorry, 21 hit.
Yes.
I'm assuming. 11 damage.
Okay. This creature is very injured right now. Does not like any of this.
Oh, Tyler, roll again to see if you can get a natural 20 because your attack is at advantage.
Oh, right. I rolled a 19. Nice try, though.
All right.
I like it.
So then next up is Gwen.
All right. Gwen is going to speak to her companion, to her steed, and she's going to say she'll say, "Anful, scold," which means attack, and then shield, which means attack this thing and then protect. She was going to rage,
Okay.
and then she is going to run. Well, she'll throw her new weapon at the big giant dude,
Okay.
the Stone Forger, to try and do some fun damage.
Okay. So it needs to make a dexterity save. And it got a
Yeah,
10,
but-
so it fails.
All right, so fuck. Well, so that's +7. So that's a 10.
A 10. So Sunforger, when you throw it, it explodes, so you're not actually
Yeah.
trying to make an attack roll.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically like
Oh,
you're
wait, so
throwing a
okay.
fireball.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So, geez, I don't have enough dice for this. I mean, I do, but I don't want to get them all out. So, that's 12, 16, 66. What did I say? 16?
16.
26 damage.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
Dang.
Sounds
That's-
like that would incinerate about 4 pirates. I mean, what?
Wait,
And then she is going to dismount from the boar from Cybra and head out to try to get this guy with her axe.
Okay.
Provoking.
From Zebor.
Mhm.
Who is going to get a modified 21 to hit.
That hits.
I'm assuming.
Wait, why is my max HP 68? What changed?
It should be 69.
It should
So-
be.
So whenever you do a long rest, D&D Beyond asks if you want to reset your maximum HP changes. For some reason, it always fucks up my maximum HP changes.
I
wonder
would have
why.
never noticed except for the number 69. Okay, go ahead.
So you are going to take 10 points of slashing damage
Okay.
as you make your way up to the begin. Next up, Cori. What would you
I
like
have
to
a
do?
question.
Yes.
It's still raining, right?
Yes. Still pouring
Cool.
outside.
All right. Should I ask mechanically how that would affect me? It's just acid damage, right?
Yes.
It's just acid damage. How far away is the giant thing?
The giant is, at this point, he is 40 feet away currently.
Okay. Can I'm going to peek out from under the tent and cast Divine Sense on the. It's not a cast. I'm going to Divine Sense the giant.
Okay. There is definitely some Fey sense coming off of this guy.
Faye. Okay. All right.
And you can make a history check when you see this creature. If you would like.
Okay. I flunked out of that class, but I rolled a 15, so...
A 15, you have heard stories of these and how creatures like this are actually natural to the Autumn Isle. They were once very, a species of beautiful giants that existed at the beginning of the Ordning. However, it was their own hubris and their own belief that they were prettier and far better looking and greater than the elven deities and the fey creatures of the Feywild that caused them to suffer from these deformities. And you would know this creature to be a Fomorian.
I'll be a Fomorian's bridesmaid. Okay. Can I hold my bonus action?
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you'd have to either hold your standard action or you would could hold your entire turn. But you've already used your divine sense, so you wouldn't be able to do the rest of that.
Great. Okay. I will wait until my next turn then.
Okay, so just currently camping out.
That's the end for me. I
Okay.
just peek out from under the tent and I go, "It's a Fomorian."
Okay. You guys can roll history checks on that if you would like as well.
That's Faye, correct?
Yes.
I
got me a 24.
15.
I got my third natural 20 of the night.
Damn.
Not as good as anybody else.
Yeah. So
Get him out of the way now.
the rest of you. So Gwen, you and Damien both know just as much as Cori does about this whole thing. And Arjan, you have no idea, but motherfucker looks like he needs to go down. And Caelum, you actually know that this creature has a ability called its evil eye, where it can force these same kind of deformities onto other creatures.
We should run.
And as you say that, it is the creature's turn, and it sees Gwen just running right up to it. You threw the fucking sun at it. It is very, very upsetty with you. So it looks down at you, Gwen, and just roars at you. And as it does, its eye stretches open and kind of swivels around a little bit in its socket and eventually locks on directly to you. I'm going to need you to make a charisma saving throw.
I don't think I've ever made a charisma saving throw as Gwen. Okay.
You're within 10 feet of me, +3.
She ran away, so she would not be.
God damn it!
Melee fighters, am I right?
Right. Ooh, that's a good one. That's 5.
All right, so Gwen, you are going to be taking quite a bit of psychic damage.
Ooh.
So
Psychic damage is no bueno for a barbarian.
is
Sounds like a lot of dice.
It does sound like thank you, RJ, for that commentary.
for 35 points of psychic damage.
That's fine.
And you are now going to suffer from its magical deformities. So Gwen, as you are making your full run towards this creature, it feels like you hyperextended your knee, where it kind of bends out a little bit more, but then you feel your leg just kind of swivel back as your kneecap rotates around to the back side, as you feel your leg kind of giving out from underneath you. And as you go to bring your axe up, you feel like one of your arms is just becoming incredibly emaciated, while the fingers on the other hand are just swelling up to about twice their average size. And things kind of look a little lopsided to you right now. So you are going to have halved speed, disadvantage on ability checks, saving throws, and attacks based on strength and dexterity.
Quote Kyle with an N. Indoor. And I cannot stress this enough. What the fuck?
Big spooky fae. So Gwen, you have taken quite a number from this creature. Arjan, it is your turn. Or sorry, this creature still has an attack that it can do. So it is actually going to break off one of the trees that it had pushed out of the way, and is going to step across the water to get up to you, Gwen, and is going to try and strike out at you with this large tree trunk. But it gets a 5 on the dice, so that is a 14.
14 hits.
Okay. So
A
as
5 on the dice?
yes.
Shut up, Tyler!
All right. So
A what on the what?
you are going to be taking 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Jesus Christ.
as it just brings this tree down on top of you.
I am having this, correct?
Yes. All but the
Okay,
psychic
I'm
you
just-
halved.
Yep. Okay, just making sure. Checking in. That's what I've been doing.
Yes. So, Arjan, it is your turn, and you have just watched Gwen get rightly messed up. Make a perception check as you are looking out watching this.
21.
As Gwen got hit with this large tree, you actually saw her turn back towards you, and you see that her face is currently Picasso styled. One of her eyes is kind of lower down on her cheek. Another one is more like up on the center of her forehead. Her hair has shifted. Nothing looks right about what is currently happening to her.
That's more than one curse that we're going to be removing tomorrow. I don't have cure wounds today.
I got it.
I am going to reach into the tent and reach a hand out to Coriander. And if you do accept my hand, I will cast heroism on you.
Oh, fuck.
You cannot be frightened, and every turn you get 2 temporary hit points. It should help with the acid.
Damn. All right. Take your hand then.
Now,
When do those temporary hit points kick in? At the
at
beginning
the
of each
beginning of
cycle?
your turn.
Okay.
So you'll get them before you start taking the acid damage.
Got it.
Now, because I am an order cleric,
Cori can use her reaction to make an attack, correct?
to make a weapon attack against a creature of my choice that I can see. But you are not within melee range of anything, and I don't think you have a ranged weapon.
Do you have a javelin still?
I do still have 2 javelins.
If you want, you can yeet a javelin.
This is a reaction.
Yes.
I have never hit with the javelin in my life, but because Arjan believes in me, we'll see.
I've never gotten anybody to hit whenever I force them to make an attack.
18.
18 hits.
Can you smite that?
No, you can only do it with melee weapons.
Lame.
But it would have been really
Unfortunate.
cool.
So, here comes damage for that. I forget even what a javelin is. 8 piercing damage.
Okay. Sounds good. And this...
Can I describe this? I think this is really cool.
Sure.
I think that Arjan takes her hand, and Coriander grabs her javelin, and Arjan just swings her completely around, and at the apex of the swing, she throws the javelin, and he swings her right back onto the cart.
Sounds good. The tent...
Like the most macabre ballet dance ever.
Yeah, the tent that you had currently wrapped yourself in is now just like flowing behind you like a dramatic cape, but it is no longer protecting you from the rain.
Okay. Instead, the grace of Tiamat is.
Queen.
Hopefully it's enough.
So next up is the boar that is currently there by your cart. And seeing Caelum near it, it is actually going to rush up and try and gore you, if possible.
Does Cyber get an attack of opportunity?
She would, because she's a good girl.
Does Damien get an attack of opportunity?
Yes. Do you have the Warcaster feat, or do you have a melee weapon?
Oh, I mean, I have a melee weapon, but I do not have Warcaster.
So you would not be able to cast a spell as a reaction for an attack of opportunity.
That makes sense.
But if you have a weapon, like a dagger or something, or a very strong rock?
I have a very pointy dagger, a very excellent, wonderful dagger that I have like a +2 to hit with, and I rolled a 3. So
Okay, that does not hit. But Cybra is going to deal 7 points of damage with her doggo bite, and this creature does not trip as she goes to try and chomp. Yes.
Sorry, I had a bonus action on my turn.
Sure.
I wanted to light my crossbow.
Sounds good. Crossbow is lit.
It's lit, fam.
All right, so Caelum does a 18 hit you?
Yeah, but I'm turning my AC into a 20 with a shield.
Okay. Sounds good. So it goes and charges up against you and just shield. Nope. No, fuck this.
No thanks.
Bad boar. Bad boar. Caelum, it is your turn.
Ooh. Yeah, no. Okay. Moonin swoops down from the air, plants 2 paws on the top of Gwen's head, and I'm overcharging a Cure Wounds for 27 to Gwen.
All right. Roll me that D100, boy. Right when you're next to the cart. This will be great.
Yeah, we're gonna explode. Gone forever.
Yeah, you want me to
no.
explode?
Oh no, I saw the mosquito. Oh shit, is that really gone forever? Okay. Hold on, sorry. I'll use a dice roller. I have it up. 46.
Okay, so with a 46, let me see. You cast Levitate on yourself.
Huh.
So, you rise 30 feet into the air.
Is that in
Or
addition
20 feet.
to?
You rise vertically up to 20 feet and remain suspended there for the duration. Which is 10 minutes.
Guys? Guys? Oh, there's it. There it is. Found the dice.
Damien's having varying levels of being impressed and also confused.
You will also... Well, I'm going to use my bonus action to Blessing of the Raven Queen over 30... Is the giant within 30 feet?
Yeah, he's within 30 now.
I'm going to just do it, like, behind him.
Okay. Yeah, Gwen, Caelum, from what you were able to see, Gwen does not look well.
Ah! Ah!
Ah!
All right. So, Caelum, that was your turn. How much did you heal Gwen for?
27.
Nice.
Actually, it comes out more like, ah!
All right, so next up, Damien. There's this boar that is on you, and then there is also this giant, this Fomorian.
Right. Is there a way I can maneuver myself so I get them in a line with each other?
Not without the others also being in a line.
Well, I would definitely not want to do that. What I am going to do instead is... I'm being nice to, or I'm trying to be nice to these people. So I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on Gwen. Give her protection from Fae, since I know this is a Fae creature.
So you know that this creature isn't inherently a Fae creature, but it has just been bathed in Fae magic.
Oh.
Yes.
Do I know if would I be able to have an effect, or would I have to choose a different thing?
You would probably have to choose a different thing, as you know that this is considered to be a giant.
What are giants? I don't think there are any of the things from protection from evil and good. That sucks. Well, that ruins everything. Right. I'll shock and grasp the boar again.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
That would be a 16.
Okay. 16 hits. Roll for damage.
All right. And that's 8 lightning damage.
Woo! Okay. So this creature looks like it is still barely standing, but it's pretty mad. It is still an upset boar.
Okay.
Yes. Still kicking. Next up, Gwen.
So how much does Gwen realize in her rage that she has been deformed?
It's pretty apparent. Like, a lot of the strength was sapped out of your left arm. Like, your right arm just feels like you got stung by a bee. And your leg is definitely fucking weird. As the knee is on the outside where it should, or it's on the inside when it should be on the outside.
Gwen is going to attempt to hack this thing to shit, because that's what she does. That's what she knows how to do. And that's how she knows she can protect her friends.
Okay.
So, yeah. She's going to recklessly attack this guy.
Okay, so you'll be rolling at regular.
Oh, right. Regular. That's 17.
Okay, 17 hits. Roll for damage.
Okay, so 1 to 12. That's cocked. It's got like one corner that it does that in. It's a 13 damage on that one.
Okay.
And then roll a disadvantage for my second attack.
Yes.
Aw. Oh god, I'm so strong. That's 11 on the second attack.
11 does not hit.
Okay.
Alrighty.
But the first one hit, and that's all that matters.
Yes. Next up, Cori.
You said he doesn't count as Fae for things that affect Fae.
Yes.
Okay.
Two hit points.
Yeah, that's right. What happens at the beginning of my turn?
So
I get 2 temporary hit points,
you
right?
gain 2 temporary hit points, and then you are going to take 3 points of acid damage.
Okay. So should I just say I take
Just one.
total
Yeah.
acid damage? Okay. All right. I could do this. I'm going to face step as high as possible above the Formorian.
Okay.
And as I fall, I'm just going to bring my sword down on it.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
God damn it. Natural 1.
So, you would have had to teleport 20 feet up to get above the Fomorian. So you are going to be making a fall and taking 2d6 falling damage. Which is going to be 9 points of bludgeoning.
Yeah, you're tough. You can take it.
Yeah, and I can negate 3 of that.
Okay.
That's fine. I've still got a second attack. I'm gonna use that.
Okay.
How about an 19?
19 hits. Roll for damage.
Okay. Cool. 11 slashing damage,
Okay.
and I'm gonna drop a smite on that.
Okay.
13 radiant damage.
Woo! Sounds good.
So I dramatically teleport above him, drop it to the ground, pick myself up, and slash his Achilles. That's the end of my turn.
All right, and you are currently in fall? You're in your fall form?
Wait, yeah, in my fall form.
Okay, so what is your face step ability do while in fall form?
It would have been charming, but
Okay.
I'm just not gonna use it.
Okay, you don't want to charm this guy. I gotcha. So
I mean, I would have tried if I wasn't going to attack him.
so next up is actually this creature. So seeing Gwen, you strike out at him. Caelum has now showed up to join the fight. It's just sort of looking around confused at the ground as, well, the burrito-shaped thing that it saw on the back of your cart turned out to be another stabby fighty boy. So he is going to swing down with his club. One is going to be towards you, Gwen. And then that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, so you are going to be taking 24 points of bludgeoning damage. And then it is going to, after having come down and hit against you, it is going to turn and try and strike down against you, Cori, as you have just shown up and fucking blasted his calf. Yes.
At disadvantage.
Okay. So at disadvantage, that's going to be a 16, which does not hit Cori. Correct? Awesome.
Correct.
All right. So then next up is going to be Arjan. This large creature is just swinging its club around, trying to hit at your friends, crying out in its very throaty giant way.
For my first trick, I would amplify Blood Curse of the Marked and do 6 points of damage to myself. Concentration on heroism is still up.
Yep.
I rolled a 16 on that save. So double Crimson Right damage on the Fomorian, because I assume the Fomorian has blood.
Yes. You've seen blood coming out of it, so you're pretty confident.
Okay. I will use the 17.
Okay.
And that would be a lot.
Okay.
That would be a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Four points of piercing damage. 8 points of fire damage for the first attack.
Okay.
Second attack. -2, same thing.
Okay.
I rolled 19.
Nice.
6 points of piercing damage and 10 points of fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, it does not like any of that. And in Giant, it calls out to its boar, and Gwen, you hear it say,
Get him, Mr. Tusk! Get him now!
Sounds much more threatening in Giant. So next up is going to be Cybra, who is going to attempt to bite out against Mr. Tusk. And she do, because she's a good girl. Alrighty. Good girl indeed. You watch as your wolf companion just brings down this giant boar. She hops onto the side of it and actually starts biting into its neck and shoulders. And this creature, who is already having taken an electrical blast from Caelum earlier, just does not have the capacity to actually continue standing. And it goes down. Caelum, you're next.
Can I have the giant make a Constitution 14 save as I cast Blindness Deafness on it?
Sure. So it got a 13.
It's blinded, motherfucker.
Okay. Sounds good.
As the raven energy just seeps into its eyes and glazes it over.
This big old gross eye. Okay, so did you have anything else that you would like to do?
I'm just gonna float here. Like, you guys can do it.
Okay. So then next up is Damien. And they have all kind of clumped around this large giant form.
All right. Well, while they're all clumped over there, I'm going to stay over here and point my rod at it and cast some magic missile. And what the heck? Why don't we do it as a third level spell?
Okay.
So that will be 5 darts of magic missile, and I'm pretty sure they all automatically hit.
Yep.
So that's 4, 6, 9, 11, 14. No, sorry. Yeah, 13 points of force damage.
Okay. This creature lets out a mighty bellow as it's still standing, but it's looking very hurt. So then next up is Gwen.
Ho ho ho!
And you see this creature
Gwen
kind of
is-
like rear up and kind of start clawing at his face a little bit.
Gwen is gonna say in giant, you mess with the wrong mess of people, motherfucker. She's gonna recklessly attack him.
Okay.
That's a 15 to hit.
15 hits. Did you roll with, you did reckless for your first one, right?
Yep, so
Okay.
it's a straight roll. That's 10 damage. And then on her second attack, it is at disadvantage.
It's at normal. The blinded condition
Oh.
is makes it so that attack rolls against the creature have advantage, so it cancels.
Okay. I'll take it. That is a 17 to hit.
You'll hit.
And that's going to do 9 damage. No. 11 damage. On the
Okay.
second hit.
He is
And she's
looking
gonna like
fucked
jump up on his
up.
back, his calf, and she's gonna be like smacking him where
You're
it
just
hurts.
screaming the Shadow of the Colossus theme.
Yeah, yep.
All right. Cori, it is your turn.
All right, bonus action. I cast Divine Favor
2
to
hit
add
points.
a D4 to my attacks.
Oh.
And I'm going to
Right.
attack him. I have
You
advantage.
gain 2
Flat,
temporary hit points,
Right.
and you are also going to be taking 4 points of acid damage. So overall, you take 2.
Okay. Gotcha. Arjan is really saving my bacon here, I think. Attacks have advantage because he is blind. Yes. Right. Caelum also saving bacon.
Oh.
God damn it, that's another 2 and a 3. All right, here comes the second attack.
Okay.
Oh, that's a little better. 26 is probably gonna hit.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll be fine.
10 slashing damage. And then another second level spell slot for a smite that is going to have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 radiant damage.
Woo.
And that is everything I can do.
Okay. So it is now the Fomorian's turn. It is very upset about everything that has been happening to it. And he's going to stop for a little bit and kind of realize that he can't see, but you see his tiny ears for a giant just kind of peek up a little bit. And knowing that Gwen has kind of tried to jump onto it, it is going to try and swing against her. Normally it would be at disadvantage, but Gwen used her reckless attack for the first one, so any attacks against her have advantage. So he's going to be rolling flat, so that's a 19 for the first hit.
It is.
Okay, so that is going to be for 21 points of bludgeoning damage. And then he is going to make a second attack against you for a 17 to hit.
Definitely hits as well.
Okay, so that is going to be 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
I can do math fast now, man. Barbarians.
Yes. But that is it for its turn. It is just going to try and swing out against it because it doesn't repeat a saving throw for blindness, right?
Nope, it's until 10 minutes are up.
Okay. Sounds good. Next up, Caelum.
Or 1 minute, sorry. There's already advantage on it. I'm going to cast my version of Magic Missile. And yeah, let's do this.
Pals.
Missile Pals! 5d4 plus 5. 21.
Yeah. 21 points of damage. Sounds good.
Holy moly!
Yeah, this thing is looking like it is on its last leg. And Damien, when you see, you watch as the casting for Magic Missile looks very similar to how you yourself cast it, but there seems to be small caveats in Caelum's spell casting that aren't in yours, and rather than these beads of force energy that seem to appear, they are almost like spectral pikes, halberds, and spears that just sort of seem to launch themselves towards the enemy.
Nice.
Next up is Damien.
Cool. You said it's looking pretty rough.
It looks incredibly bad off.
All right. Well, you know what helps with that? It's more magic missiles. I'm not what you would call an evocation wizard, so I am limited on my attack spells. Sorry. 3rd level. Sorry, no, I meant 2nd level on this one, so 4. $14
All right.
of force damage.
So, what does this final magic missile look like as you bring down the Fomorian?
Like I said, Damien's not a evocation wizard, so his form on casting evocation spells is like very precise and practiced. So he strikes a very standard looking pose, which some might see as kind of heroic, just like extending his focus, which is a rod, at this Fomorian. And as the 4 bolts of magic missile shoot out in sequence, hitting it in its blinded face, eventually bringing it down.
All right. So as it begins to just like take these staggering blows and begins to fall backwards, Cori, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity save as you had placed yourself right at the back end of this large Fomorian.
That's fine. This is fine.
You can use it as a shield from all the rain.
Everything's fine. Not only does he get the last hit, the Fomorian's gonna fall on me. That's an 8.
Yeah, the Fomorian does end up collapsing onto you, and you are going to be pinned when we come back from our break. So I would like to say thank you to everybody.
How much damage is that?
You are going to be taking 10 points of bludgeoning damage. Yes, so I would like to say thank you to everybody who has decided to stop by and join us on this journey that we've gone on so far. I would like to say thank you to all these wonderful players, and we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, go to bit.ly/adventure merch, possibly pick yourself up something cool, or leave us a review on our YouTube or any of our audio casts that you can all find with Indoor Adventures. It really means a lot, and we've already gotten through we've already bypassed the Indoor Smokehouse podcasts that there are. So next up, indoor air conditioning. You guys are on my fucking number. So with that, we will try and be back shortly. So don't go no place. All right, everybody. Oh, god damn it.
Steven.
What
I must
is
ask
it?
you a question.
Oh no. What is it, Mustache Tyler?
If coriander was a type of vegetable right now, what would she be?
I don't know.
A squash!
All right, who's killing him?
No, we must
I
protect
prepared
his
his
boy.
100% no, it was Danae. It was Danae who came up with that. You stop it right now.
What?
Oh my god. Yes, so where we are picking up Cori, this large Fomorian has just pinned you down onto the ground. The rain is coming down quite heavily, but the boar and the Fomorian are both defeated. What would you guys like to do?
Am I stuck up here for a while?
For the
Cover
next minute.
Cori.
Am I at least shielded from the rain by the Fomorian?
You are, however, the ground is wet that you are being pushed into.
I'm going to the cart and grabbing the tent.
Okay.
Caelum, how you doing?
Stuck. I hope I come down soon. Not my worst acid trip.
We'll deal with that in a
After Gwen's rage subsides, she is going to start yelling. Just. Ah! Ah!
Ah! Ah! Ah!
bonus action healing word on Gwen.
How's that work out?
You heal.
You get 3 points of healing.
Not really what I'm concerned about at the moment, but thank you.
You can also use your reaction to hit something if you want to.
Is anyone closer?
I think that the person who would be closest to you is Caelum, who's currently floating in the air.
Ah! Ah! I've upset the kittens.
And I'm bringing the tarp toward the Fomorian.
Yep. Yeah, so you managed to set up this tent above Cori to kind of create a little bit of a rain shelter. In the meantime, Cori, you are going to be taking some damage.
2 temporary hit points.
Yes. You are going to be taking a total of 15, but gaining 4.
Okay. 11 damage.
Yep. And Damien, you are just seeing acid-like steam rising off of Coriander as this rain keeps hitting against her.
That can't be good.
Am I still seeing it?
Yes.
Destroy water.
Okay.
30-foot cube.
All right, so all of the water surrounding you, Cori, is now just dried out immediately from Arjan as he, I'm assuming, grips the holy symbol that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And with 5.
Actually, no. I'd be using a warlock pack slot to use.
Oh,
to
okay,
do that
cool.
One.
Yeah, so managed to just clear out the water, no real issue. But now you are trapped underneath this large Fomorian, but at least you're dry.
Coriander's just gonna grip Arjan's hand gratefully, but I think she's in a bit too much pain to respond at the moment.
But you get 2 more temporary hit points.
I'm grateful for that. How long does that last for?
10 minutes. But once the spell's over, you lose them.
And yeah. I was
You
gonna
can
say,
you can only get a max of 2.
Yeah. So Gwen is currently shrieking. You guys finally have a chance to look at Gwen's facial construction now. The nose has been tilted sideways. The mouth is kind of slatted weirdly along the cheek line. And again, her eyes are just sort of offset. Same with her ears. Her entire face just seems to have been rearranged.
All right, so Instead of
Damien's
one
not gonna
fake
say it.
So instead of one fake curse, we're dealing with two.
Don't look at me. I'm hideous.
Caelum, was it?
Yeah.
Did you intend to send yourself into the air? Is that
You know,
fascinating, honestly?
these last couple of weeks, I've been just making do with what I got. So, hi,
Oh.
I'm here now.
Caleb, make an
Do tell more.
Make an acrobatics check as the time on your spell fades.
I float to the ground gently as the spell ends.
Sounds good. Your way works too.
Oh no, that's part of the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look bad, Gwen. No, it really doesn't. You look fine.
I'm a monster.
Hey.
And that's why we love you.
Yeah.
Cyber comes up and just kind of licks the side of your face. Her lick leaves like a blood smear because she had just been eating on this dead boar.
I'm so proud of you.
I was gonna say something really sad, but I'll save that for Nights in the Courtyard.
Okay.
Coriander's going to carefully make her way over to Gwen and then just kind of drape the tent tarp over her and Cybra and just kind of make a cocoon of misery.
Okay.
And also cast Lay on Hands on Gwen. How many hit points are you missing?
A lot. Don't make me do the math. 51.
Oh, shit. Take 30 hit
Don't you
points.
Jesus Christ.
That psychic damage has done me bad.
Yeah. It's no
Alright.
good for barbarians. Make the brain hurty bad. No good.
Corey,
But
you
yeah, take 30 hit points.
you heal for 12.
Thank you.
I do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gwen is just gonna take Cori by the lapels and say, "Fix me! Fix me!"
I wish I could, Gwen.
Cori, this is all I got going on for me, okay? I got visiting on my strength, okay? You have to fix me. Someone has to fix me.
What do I know about Fomorians?
So you know that they have the ability to curse others with this affliction. But Caelum, you actually rolling the nat 20 that you had earlier, you would know that best case scenario, it's just a good night's sleep and it'll put you back right as rain. Worser case scenario, it keeps happening until you manage to feel better about it later.
I'm not gonna get her hopes up.
Not knowing that, Coriander's gonna kind of peek out from under her tent over at Damien and say, "You needed time to prepare your spells. Can you do anything for her?"
Do I know if it's a curse that I could fix with remove curse as well?
Make a Arcana check.
All right, 1 second. I rolled in that one.
No, this is completely beyond your grasp.
Worst teacher ever.
Would I have been able to assist with my Blood Hunter stuff?
I'll say yes. So roll an advantage when figuring out if this is in your wheelhouse.
1.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, you could totally take this. No problem. Honestly, like
Yes, you'll have to-
from your standing, these things generally fix themselves. You're not like you could use a spell slot on it, but it's up to you.
Yes, generally they should be able to take care of itself. But if it's still a problem while I'm preparing remove curse for you anyway, I can help out your friend.
How generous of you. And
I'll be right back.
Okay. Sounds good. So, yeah, you guys are now kind of figuring out how to get these curses removed, and you're pretty sure that your new friend would be able to take care of them tomorrow morning. Caelum, you look like you had something you wanted to say.
What's on the body?
Kitties! Kitties are on the body.
Yes.
Oh.
Not really. So looking, make an investigation check as you kind of peek around this Fomorian.
Hey, bro. Thanks for the raid.
Thank you.
Is that a 14 plus 2? 16.
Okay, so with a 16, kind of looking over this creature, you end up finding in its kind of side pouch, there doesn't seem to be any coins, but there does seem to be a collection of these very thick bones that look like they belonged to possibly a deer. You do end up finding a deer haunch in this giant side bag, as its side bag is honestly could probably fit in the back of your cart, no problem. But what you also find is that on this haunch of deer leg, you actually see what look to be these deep magenta colored kind of spurs that are poking out of the creature's skin. And looking at it, they almost look like little crystals are poking out of this creature.
Gonna attempt to harvest.
Okay. Make a survival check.
Uh, 15.
Okay, so with the 15, you manage to separate the skin from the actual meat. And when you do, kind of looking at it, you see that the organic meat that is spaced on this haunch is actually kind of like prickling up in areas, and the spots where it is prickling up are actually turning into these little crystals once the skin has been removed from them. It's very strange. And looking at the crystals, they aren't like see-through by any means. These deep magenta gems are very clouded, and you can see others that look like they have small almost look like shatter veins on the inside of them. It does not look like they are pure crystals by any means.
I'm gonna take that and probably some loose deer bone out. I'm gonna give the deer bone to Cybra, pat her on the head. Damien, do you happen to know what this is? And he like flips the deer skin around to reveal like the crystalline.
That is a very good question. Can I tell anything about these crystals?
Make an
Any
Arcana
sort-
check.
Form of origin. That would be 24.
Okay, so as far as their origin, it looks like this creature was growing them somehow, some way. It does not look like these were placed on it or placed in it. It looks like these are organically coming from the creature.
Wait. Caelum like looks into his notebook and looks at the map. Holds up the notebook to like the point where it says "See crystals turn back." Do you think this correlates? This probably correlates.
And sorry, the notebook is what you learned from last night?
No.
Or-
Sorry,
well,
yesterday he copied down the map of the acquisitionists that had been perusing outside, and on a note on their map, of the hollow lock said, danger, if you see crystals, turn back. And the danger had an arrow that was also indicated 5 miles.
Oh. Yes. That does seem to correlate. That's probably not good.
Great. I'm gonna walk back over to Cyber and take the bone away from her and then, like,
Good plan.
stay. And then he hucks it into the forest. It's not good for you, girl.
You see that, like, every fiber of her being wants to go and chase it, but she's being good about it.
I'm gonna boop her snoot.
We heard Wings' no through Tyler's mic. It was perfect. So yeah, you throw the bone away. And then are you guys just getting back on the cart, continuing your journey?
We really should press on.
Yeah.
Cori's going to carry Gwen to the cart and just sit there with Gwen in her lap, with the tent over her head, and she's gonna pet Gwen's hair and pour troll skull alcohol into her mouth, which is like probably over on the side of her cheek. So just
yeah.
Just so pathetic.
We're throwing a pity party.
All right. Yeah, so you guys you continue on for about 3 more hours or so, and you know that it's getting to be closer to around lunchtime. If you guys wanted to stop and take a small break, now would probably be a good time, seeing as how it is closer to midday.
Any chance the rain's looking like it's going to let up?
It does not. Thankfully, you can see that there is a thicker canopy cover of trees that you guys are actually going to be nearing up to within the next hour or so. So once you get under that canopy, you feel like it will probably be a little easier to actually keep the rain off of Cori. The only problem is that with how burned these trees were, not a lot of foliage has grown back. So the majority of cover is actually just from the intersecting branches among these trees.
Could we, like, stretch the tent tarp along the trees to make like a little canopy?
Yeah, you guys definitely could.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
We're really bad with curses, guys.
Yeah, we're just not prepared for them.
Well, you're a spellcaster of sorts. Haven't you picked up Remove Curse at any point?
I have dabbled in a little bit of this and a little bit of that, so I haven't really come across it.
Oh, well, you seem to have a real knack for magic. I might be able to teach you a thing or two.
Oh. I might take you up on that offer. Turns to Cori, like, behind Damon's back. I was like, yes, no?
As soon as we get out, I cast heroism again.
Okay.
Because I assume that we're going to be taking a short rest during this, and I would be able to get these spell slots back.
Yes.
Cori's doing that thing that cats do where they stand with, like, their backs to you, but, like, they're very obviously paying attention to what you're doing. But, like, you know, doing the I'm not looking at you thing.
That's what my cat does all the time.
Oh.
As I cast heroism, if you wanted to, you could attack him.
Reaction.
I will think about it.
While we are taking a short rest, I'm going to cast Unseen Servant as a ritual and have my Unseen Servant, do menial tasks such as cook some food for me. And if anybody wants in, he can make a few simple things. I never really cared too much for what it was.
Yeah, it's at this point it is really just like meat on a stick. The unseen servant it can do basic tasks, but very complicated tasks are very difficult for it. So something as simple as like put potato in the hot place. All right.
Yeah.
Unseen servant did its job. So at this point it is do you have any rations with you?
Do I have any rations
Yes.
with me? Oh boy, I sure hope so. That'd be a real dumb move to go out into the wilderness without any rations, wouldn't it? Oh,
You did it, didn't you?
I don't think that's in any starting equipment that I would have picked up. So let's give that a hard maybe. And by that, I mean it doesn't show on D&D Beyond. So
Yeah.
no.
What was your background? Scholar?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no food for scholar.
it comes with the scholar pack.
You
and
get
there's
some
no food in
sweet
the scholar's
paper.
pack.
That's
So yeah, he has asked his servant to cook him some food, and the servant just sort of looks at you.
Unseeingly.
Yeah, you can feel it kind
I
of like
realize-
giving you its attention.
There's a camera zoom in some empty space like in the office.
I realize that I left town and didn't buy food. Adventuring is not really my thing.
Coriander's just gonna toss him a pack of hardtack, and I'll give him one of my rations.
Okay. And you guys had also been traveling on the road for 10 days previously before you had encountered the acquisitionists. So you would each have needed to mark off 10 rations before getting into the acquisitionists' rations.
Oh, that's funny. That means I gave him my last ration.
So, so in my possessions, I do have 20 days worth of rations for all of us.
Okay. That was purchased
Wow.
yesterday or 2 days ago at this point.
Okay.
I went ahead and marked off my 10 rations.
I still have 5 days worth of rations.
I think I'm out.
Okay. And Gwen, did you have any,
Anything-
what rations did you burn through?
I had 7 originally.
Okay. So, you guys would have needed to share 3 rations with Gwen at some point during the trip.
Okay. This is coming out of the party rations?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Okay.
I think you specifically only need to burn 13 rations because I did my 10, Caelum did his 10, and Gwen did 7.
So before this, I had 2 rations. What do I need to do?
So, before the 20 rations, you would have needed to survival up some rations or possibly get them from your friends.
I could just say that I have 0 rations now, just for posterity's
Okay,
sake.
so you guys have baseline 20 rations among the lot of you from the rations that you purchased from the acquisitionists.
Okay.
Except for the one that Cori had left that she then gave to Damien.
So between all of us, we have 19 rations.
The logistics of travel is stupid.
This is fine. Is there an Acquisitions Incorporated role for just keeping track of food?
Still
there a
Horde's
cook?
person.
Boo. We need a gourmand.
Tycho Brahe. You know what you
A
must do.
sommelier.
All right, so you guys are having a short rest, so you can feel free to expend hit dice. If you have any abilities or features that come back on a short rest, you get those as well. Gwen, you know that you need to use an action to summon back the Sunforger.
She's a little bit distraught right now.
Okay.
I'll go pick it up.
No, it's not there. Like, when it explodes, it explodes.
Oh. Row.
But as the person who is attuned to it can use an action to summon it back into their hand. So when Gwen feels like getting the Warhammer back, she got it.
Yeah.
Uh,
If it. Oh. Oh, if she doesn't call it back, it goes back to where it exploded. And then I'm no longer attuned to it after 24 hours. So later.
Yep. And as you guys are sitting around at this makeshift camp, I'd like for everybody to make perception checks.
I should also mention at this time that my passive perception is a 20.
What?
Damn.
Alert, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4, a 20.
Oh shit, math. Oh.
Gwen's gonna fail.
Okay.
23.
Okay. So you guys start seeing on the trees kind of higher up are these very deep gash marks, almost like a axe or some kind of other cutting utensil has actually been used on these trees. But it's very weird because these marks seem to kind of spiral along the tree at certain points, and then others kind of make more of like an X pattern. You're not really sure what's causing this, but the cut marks themselves seem to be at about 20 feet up in the tree line. And they don't seem to be on every tree. It seems like there are just several of them kind of sparsed around that actually have these very deep cuts in them.
Interesting. And I mean, I'll point them out to anyone who didn't notice them immediately. Anybody have an idea of where those possibly could have come from?
Can I make an intelligence check of some sort?
Yes, you can. This would be
Would it be-
I'll say history.
Would it be affected by blood hunter bullshit?
I'll say yes.
18.
Okay, so with an 18, it looks like some kind of large curved blade is responsible for this. None of these seem to be like a hatchet or an axe or some other immediate cut. All of these break lines that are on the trees seem like they got started at a higher point and then were torn in these long spiraling diagonal patterns.
This be like a scythe or a scimitar. Anything
What is
like that.
it doing all the way up there?
Are they big gashes or?
They look like they look like relatively large gashes for the tree itself. It looks like these gashes start on one side and actually twist around.
Would it sort of be like
It is
very
not
large
hand
claw
shaped,
or-
no.
Maybe there are more Fomorians out here in the woods. We should be careful.
Yeah.
I agree.
How's everybody feeling? Are we ready to keep going?
I'm ready.
Okay. Gwen is still feeling very, very sad. Not really saying much, but a gentle nod that you guys are ready to set out once more. And are you guys going stealthily, or are you just kind of trying to go at your regular pace?
Can we say
Unless-
with caution?
Yeah, you'll be moving at half speed if you are moving with caution.
We don't really have the time to waste, but I do have a bad feeling about this forest. So sure.
What exactly is time constraints here? We have to get there quickly or what?
Well, the longer we wait, the more chance something truly dangerous has of escaping the Feywild through that unsanctioned portal and wreaking havoc on this plane.
Fair enough. We still need to get there alive.
Yes, of course. In this case, I think caution may be warranted.
We proceed with caution.
Okay. So as you guys are proceeding with caution, making your way deeper and deeper into these woods, the rain still just not letting up at all. You guys eventually find yourself, though, in a canopy, somewhere where the rain is now very sparse. Cori, you feel more confident that you would not be taking nearly as much acid damage were you to be caught in this, just based on how much is actually getting caught in the tree branches above. And you see in front of you this singular tree that seems to stand in the middle of the pathway, and it is a very ghostly white color that seems to be spiraled up into what looks like if a tree could suffer anguish, if it could suffer extreme pain, that is what this tree looks like, and that its actual trunk looks like it is distorted and twisted. And as you look at it, it almost looks like there is a face on this tree that looks like it has like it was caught in, again, just this moment of excruciating pain. And you see that there are these dark purple crystals that seem to be coming out of part of this tree as well.
It's more of those crystals, I think. You should be wary.
And as you guys are looking at this, you actually see it begin to shake. It just begins to kind of rustle a little bit. And then that rustling gets more frequent. And you see that this tree-like shape actually collapses and falls down onto the ground. But instead of where you had expected to see roots, it looks like they were actually more of like a humanoid's feet. Arjan, Cori, and actually everybody can make a history or an arcana check if you would like.
Faye?
Oh, my gusto.
It is Faye.
15.
21.
11.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Take that, bad teacher. Think I'm bad student. You're the one that's bad.
Stay dumb, except when you have a teacher to impress.
Okay. So, Gwen, you got a 2. You rolled yours at disadvantage as well because of the icky curse that's on. It's fine.
You really want to rub it in?
No,
I didn't. But
it's okay.
You want to rub it in?
No, I'm just keeping everyone good mechanically. So, Caelum, what'd you get? 11? Okay, so Caelum, you're not exactly sure what this is, but our resident experts on Fae-related things, Arjan, Damien, and Cori, you all recognize this creature to have been a dryad, and it looks like something terrible happened to it. It looks like it suffered some kind of infection or something that actually caused it to rot from the inside. But as you are all kind of looking at it, you hear a cracking sound, the sound of wood breaking. And from the fallen form, you actually see what looks to be a iron point jut out. and then begins to kind of pull its way down the side, kind of coming from inside of this creature. And as it does, you hear a laughter. So, as you see more of this large metal point cycle out, as it looks like there is this large metal sickle that is currently just pulling its way down the inside of this form, and two small knotted hands come out from either side of where the cut is, and you see this small figure, these two amethyst jewels that were set on the side of this dryad actually turn into its eyes with this large red cap that it has hanging off the side of the back of its head. And as it looks over towards the lot of you, it points its sickle and begins to cackle. And as it begins cackling, you hear and looking up into the trees, you now see what was causing those deep gashes as you watch as redcaps are using their large sickles to actually catch themselves on the sides of trees to swing themselves from tree to tree, making their way towards you. And it looks like there are about 3 of them now in the tree line. I would like for everybody to roll initiative.
Fucking Faye, man.
And quick question. My mage armor lasts for 8 hours.
Yes, it has not been 8 hours.
Oh, yes. I rolled an 11.
Okay. So 11 for Damien. Arjan, what'd you get?
Bless you.
7.
11?
7.
7. Okay. Cori.
Dirty 20.
Gwen.
8.
Caelum.
18. Well, 17.
Okay. Sounds good. So these guys rolled. They're going to be going at the bottom of the initiative counter. And then sounds good. So Cori, you are going to be going first. You see that this tiny little figure has a sickle that looks much larger than it could otherwise carry, pointed directly at you, and it seems to be climbing out of the body of this dryad. And as it does, you see it shaking its feet, and when it shakes its feet and the remnants of whatever was inside of this creature was before, you see that it is wearing a set of very thick iron boots.
I'm at the top of the round.
Yes, you are at the top of the round.
Oh, sorry. Wow. Okay, excellent. Coriander goes into full Caelum mode. And she's going to stomp her foot down and show her holy symbol. And she's going to say, I am Coriander Jonquil, the lower Caelum of the Fallen Leaves, and this is an unauthorized entry into the natural plane. I command you to go back to where you came from. And I'm going to cast... I'm going to channel a divinity and do Turn the Faithless.
Okay. So it needs to make a what?
Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. So it got a 4.
Cool. That does not save. He's turned for a minute or
Okay.
until he takes damage. And so is every other Fey or fiend. I specifically do not have anything against undead, evidently. But specifically, any Fey or fiend within 30 feet of me needs to make that save as well.
So
I have a question. Does Damien count?
do you want him to count?
No.
Then I would say no.
Could he?
Potentially. Yes. So that creature is very frightened and just like sees your symbol and just and then begins running away. And with a very heavy thunk 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 as his metal boots trudge through the dirt. So
Rode
then
into
did
the
you
bank
have
and walked right into the cops.
what would you like to do? If you have a bonus action.
That was my action. I suppose as a bonus action, I'm going to... Well, shit, I probably shouldn't let him get away. I'm going to cast Compelled Duel on him.
Okay. Just looks at you. What do you want?
I don't know. Can he have both of those things on him at the same time? What could he possibly do?
He's gonna try and run, but he won't be able to because of the compelled duel.
He's basically just gonna have to stay where he is.
Yep.
All right. He needs to make another wisdom saving throw.
He gets a 17.
Okay, he saves.
Yeah,
and she's like, wait a second! I said go back from whence you came! That's not where you came from!
Just running as fast as he can.
Get back here! I'm gonna chase him.
Okay, Caelum, it is your turn.
That's the end of my turn.
Kit! Cori! Oh, no, she's gone.
Cori, you are also going to be taking 3 points of acid damage.
That's fine.
Where are the other two in relation to us?
There are actually 3 that are up in the tree line that you can see. And they are, at this point, about 30 feet away. 30, 40 feet.
It's a good thing I've got more of these. I'm gonna cast that good old magic missile. Cool. So that is a third, so that's 5d. Nope, that's not. Sorry, dice roller. So one is going to take 2 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
One is going to take 4 points of piercing damage. And another is going to take another 4. And then we'll just go in rotation. So then there's another 4 that goes to 1 and 5.
Okay.
And you attacked all 3 of them?
Yeah, I'm tagging all 3 of them in like a shooty spiral of pikes, halberds, and spears.
Okay.
Okay, Scary Boy is no longer turned.
Alrighty. So, I thought you were just hitting the ones in the tree line, not the one down below.
Yeah, I was hitting the ones in the tree line.
Yeah, he wasn't hitting the one who was running away, so he's still turned.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I don't know what you want to do with him. You tried to compel duel him and then turn him. So,
Alright, Caelum, did you have a bonus action you would like to do?
Snakehead.
Okay, Snakehead, and
I don't
then
use it, but like Snakehead.
next up, Damien.
Well, if one wizard does it, the other one will too. By wizard, I mean whatever he is, because he's not a wizard. I'm just going to shoot 3 magic missiles, first level spell slot. At the 3 in the trees. First one takes 4, second one takes 2, and the third one takes 2.
Okay, so 4, 2, and 2?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I am a useful wizard that does not have a single bonus action spell.
Alright, sounds good. So, next up is Gwen.
There's nothing on the ground, is there?
There's one dude on the ground, but he's running away.
Gwen's gonna kind of slowly pull out her axe. She's gonna get off the cart. She's gonna hold her action in case anyone comes close to her friends.
Okay.
She's
Sounds
not
good.
very happy about it.
Arjan, what would you like to do?
Run after Cori and cast heroism.
Okay. So Cori, you can make an attack against any of these creatures if you would like to.
First, I would like to light my crossbow so that I have a Warlock Pact focus to cast heroism.
Okay.
Funny story, I didn't get my javelin back, so this is my last javelin.
The javelin
you
would have
would have.
snapped off inside of the Fomorian.
This is my last javelin. I'm gonna throw it at one of the red caps in the trees.
Okay.
Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. How's a 22?
Oh, 22 will hit.
Okay. That's going to be 8 piercing damage.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, it takes it. And then Arjan, you use your bonus action to light your crossbow.
Crossbow.
So you lit your crossbow. So now it is these creatures' turns. One of them is going to use everything that it can to run away from Cori because it's scared. But the others will actually continue their swing closer. And you hear in Sylvan. Does anybody speak Sylvan?
That's me.
Okay.
I'm the one who speaks Sylvan.
So Cori, you hear in Sylvan, the Caelan's here! The Caelan's here! Remove her! The rest of you, especially you, Arjan, as you are close, watch as two of these figures are going to fling themselves from the tree and bring their feet up with their heels cocked out into a dive kick and are going to attempt to actually spear Cori from the trees with their feet.
Dive kick.
Damn.
So, Cori, that is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, so that is going to be... That is going to be 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow!
And you are knocked prone.
Damn.
Did they
So-
pass me?
They were flying through the trees.
Damn, being short.
So I'm immediately next to Cori
Yes.
because I had to cast heroism. Are any of them trying to attack me?
They do not seem to be trying to attack you. Their focus more seems to be on the person that said, "I'm the cops," and then started making the other one run away.
Well, that's rude.
How far did Cori get from me before they started attacking her?
She got about... Cori, did you use your full movement to get up there?
If... Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah,
I'd chase him as far as I was able.
Yeah, she would be about 30 feet away from where you are. So the next hit against you, Cori, is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yes.
And this is going to be another spear kick from the tree line. So that is going to be for 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, Cori, before you take that bludgeoning damage, when I cast Mage Armor on myself to begin with, I had like a magical ward, pretty much cover my entire body, and as a reaction, I can grant that ward to somebody within 30 feet of me.
Nice.
So that absorbs all 13 of that damage.
Nice.
Excellent. So it is actually the figure that is still in the trees was coming towards you guys and your cart. It is going to be coming down towards you, Damien, as it has just seen you start throwing magic spells. So it is going to make a spear kick towards you with a that is a 15.
That matches.
Okay, so it still hits.
Okay, then I will shield
Okay.
and protect myself.
All right, sounds good. So its boots try and sink into you, but then it is just immediately popped down onto the ground as it can no longer is able to keep up with that, as you have presented a shield for it. So that is... Then it is the last one. He was still running away, and lo and behold, he does. You run very fast. So next up is Cori. What would you like to do as you have watched as these two just flew down from the air to try and strike against you? I was wrong, by the way. The first, they don't knock you immediately prone. You need to make a DC 14 dexterity save.
Oh, shall I do that now?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind. Just so that way we know if you stood against it.
All right. Well, that's a 15 on the die.
Okay, yeah. So you would have still taken the damage, but you wouldn't have been knocked over.
All right.
And then second attack
and
would have still hit. So
there are 2 of them.
yes,
next to
there
me?
are 2 directly on you, and then the fourth one is currently running away very quickly.
All right. I'm going to break off the chase and cast Divine Favor on myself as a bonus action. It's an extra D4 to my damage, and I'm going to attack one of these boys that is on me.
Okay. You're also going to be taking 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Natural 20.
Ooh!
What?
1 point of acid damage, which
Oh yeah, that's right.
from your temp
Honestly,
HP.
So you have 1 temporary hit point.
Yep. Because of heroism.
And you get to keep 1 temporary hit point.
Oh. Blah, 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 blah.
Yes, so do your thing.
This is what having temporary hit points feels like. Amazing. So yeah, that was a natural
It's
20.
too bad.
I'm going to drop some slashing damage onto this boy.
Okay.
Dang, I do not have 2. Yes, I do. I do have 2 d8s here. That's gonna be 12 slashing damage.
Okay.
It still look okay?
It looks injured. It looks very
All right,
injured.
I'm going.
One might say bloodied.
Bloodied. Okay, I'm gonna drop a first level spell slot on a smite for this boy. And that is going to be 9, 12, 20, 21, 25 radiant damage.
You just pop this thing. Like, it tried to strike out against you and kick it, but with that single strike back, you watch as it just sort of disintegrates.
Oops.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna turn to the other one and say, you're under arrest, and use my second attack.
Okay.
And that's gonna be a 26.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be stop resisting if you're attacking?
God, I'm a bad cop.
Yep. Yeah, that'll hit. So roll for damage.
All right. No smite on this one. I do still, however, have this. 8 slashing damage and 2 radiant damage.
Okay. Yeah, this it definitely sees you just blow his friend away. But he doesn't seem deterred by your statements for him to comply. So then next up, Caelum.
Oh, gotta hop off the cart and then run up towards the one. Well, there's one on the cart, right?
There was one that landed near the cart.
Yeah, Caelum's gonna hop off the cart and then hit it with the snake staff.
Okay.
16.
A 16 does hit.
Cool.
Roll for damage.
For 5 points of piercing damage, you have to make a Constitution 15 saving throw.
Okay. It fails. Or actually, 15 just made it.
Damn it. I actually rolled all 5s on that.
So it takes half.
I don't think it... Let me see, hold on. Or take. So no, it takes no damage.
Okay. Sounds good. So then next up is Damien.
All right, the one next to me that tried to attack me, does its metal boots count as metal armor?
it is not wearing armor, but it is like wearing the metal boots, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're footwear. It doesn't have any other footwear.
For shocking grasp, if it's wearing armor made of metal, I get advantage on it. So would you
I'll say
that
yes.
counts?
I'll say yes.
Okay.
Touch the feet.
Then I'm gonna grab it and say, you heard the lady. You're under arrest. And 22.
Oh, 22 hits. Roll for that sweet damage.
7 shocking
Okay.
damage.
Sounds
And by that I mean
good.
lightning damage.
So, let's see here. But I forgot how to do math for a hot minute. That's okay. Figured it out. We found ourselves along the way.
Also, since it can't take reactions after it gets hit with shocking grasp, I'm going to move away from it.
Sounds good.
That's what I do on my turn.
All right. So then next up is Gwen.
Cool. Is anyone close to me?
Wait, sorry. You would have had your, because you had saved an attack for in case anybody came down to hurt your friends.
Yeah.
Is Damien considered your friend?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I would say that you could then make an attack against them as, against the red cap that had shot out of the tree towards him.
Right.
As a reaction, just because you did save your turn for this specific example, which did happen, but I glanced over it. I apologize.
Which would be at disadvantage, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's a 14.
Okay, a 14 just hits.
Oh, that's max damage, but I'm not raging, so it's only 14.
With like the least amount of vigor that you have ever seen Gwen muster, she lays out this red cap without any issue. Just her heart's not in it. The form is there, but the passion.
It's all muscle memory. Then Gwen would like to rage because she knows she can protect Cori if she is raging. And then she's gonna like sigh and jog out to where Cori is.
You move at half speed currently.
Yeah.
So you're on your way towards Cori, but you make it about halfway there. Because again, your weird double leg is not helping you at all.
She'll throw a hand axe at one of the guys just to try.
Okay.
That's a nat 20 and a 3. That's an 8. Does an 8 hit?
It does not. So your hand axe goes wide. You aren't used to throwing with your weird poof bee hand. It's not a good time. Next up, Arjan. And you watched as Cori destroyed one of these creatures that had shot down from the trees onto her.
Wow. Which enemies are the furthest away from me?
Well, the one that has currently been trying to run this whole time is the farthest one away from you, and he's about 60 feet away. As Cori turned him, and, well, he turned tail.
That's good to know. Blood Curse of the Mart.
Okay.
Wait, 60 feet away. Hold up. Yep, 60 feet away. Yep, Blood Curse of the Mart. Amplify it, because why the fuck not? 6 more damage to myself. Does a 21 hit?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Now he's not turned.
Nine points of piercing damage.
Okay.
9 points of fire damage.
Ooh.
If he's resistant to it, I don't fucking care.
He's not. He lets out a very shrill shriek as you clip him with your crossbow bolt.
Is he down?
He is not, because he was at full health. He had taken nothing and was just running.
Does 13 hit him?
13 does not, sadly.
Well, I'll try to hit him again.
Yeah, your second shot goes, and it just sinks right as it's about to hit into him, and you just see your bolt sink into the dirt. So then next up are the two remaining creatures, one of which is going to then look back at you, and it actually, you see it bring up two fingers into a whistle. And as this whistle kind of carries through the woods, you hear what sounds like padded feet kind of coming onto the dirt near it. And you watch as this large black cat-looking creature emerges from the brush next to this creature, next to the red cap. And the red cap actually hops onto its back, slaps its side a few times, and you watch as they both just run off deeper into the brush. It seems to be taking him away from the situation. The other individual, this other red cap, is on Caelum and Gwen, and it seems like Damien has also removed himself from the situation, but he is going to try and stab out against you, Gwen, and you can tell that this creature's laugh is incredibly malicious, and it feels like it is being directed towards you in this instance. You don't speak Sylvan, but he seems to find your deformities very enjoyable for his twisted little heart. So he is going to try and hit you with a 17.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is going to be 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then he's going to try and hit you a second time with a 23 to hit.
Nope.
For 10 points of slashing damage. And then he is going to make a third attack at you with his sickle. And that is going to be a 17 to hit.
Yep.
For 8 points of slashing damage.
It's fine.
But that is it for his turn. So, Cori, you have watched as this, or no, Gwen killed the one that was on there. So the one that is still alive is the one that's near Cori. So it actually wouldn't have been able to strike out at you, Gwen, at all. That is my bad. Instead, it is going to be making those attacks towards Cori, but her AC is too high. So, Gwen, you would...
One was a 22 or something like that.
No,
I mean,
you're right. No,
I'm
the
okay
22
with
would've
taking
hit.
the damage, but
The 22,
I don't remember how much damage that was.
It was 10, 9, and 8 overall. So a total of 27. So you would get 13 health back. And Cori, you would have taken 8 points of slashing damage.
No, she wouldn't have.
All right. What would she have taken?
Spirit shield, bruh. Six less damage.
Okay.
It's a protect Cori squad.
So hold the phone. That was okay. That would have been 8 damage.
It would have been
right?
8, but protect 6, so you take 2, which knocks off your
Which I-
1 temp HP, so then you take a total of 1.
Which I negate with my feet, my heavy armor mastery feat.
Cori would have had 2 temporary hit. Well, no, sorry, it's
No,
not
just
Cori's
one.
turn.
Yeah, it would have just been the 1, but again, the heavy armor master just absorbs the rest of that. So you take nothing.
Congratulations, team. We just nickel and dimed our way to Cori taking no damage.
Hey, it's important.
Look,
I
we need those
100%
nickels and dimes.
appreciate that. I'm the very wimpy paladin.
All right, that is
Protect
it.
the tank.
That is it for its turn. And
Protect
as
the glass
it's
cannon.
looking up at you, Cori, and looking up at you, Arjan, you guys can see that it's in its eyes, rather than the typical tiny beads of hatred that you are used to seeing from these red caps, you just see these dark magenta colored crystals just in its eyes as it's looking towards you.
Oh, damn.
So, Cori, it is your turn.
Fuck. Do I suspect that they're being controlled by something?
You can make a history or an arcana check.
You get
Natural 20!
You get 2 temporary hit
I'm so
points.
proud of her.
Corey?
She's my favorite.
When she's in her element, she's in her element.
She has somebody to prove wrong.
That, I think, is probably true.
Spite is a great motivator.
Rage is one hell of an anesthetic. Cori, you are, you know red caps, they aren't necessarily, regardless of what is going on with this one, red caps aren't controlled necessarily. They are just incredibly malicious, hate-filled murderers who want nothing more than to relish in the bloodshed of others.
Right. So what do I think the magenta crystal eyes are all about?
You're not sure. You've never seen anything like this before.
Okay.
But
what that just told me is that I don't need to feel bad about killing this guy.
yes. Sure. You do have the reminiscence of what Caelum showed you with the deer shank, where it had the crystals kind of growing out of the organic material.
Okay. I attack the red cap. There's only one left.
There's
right?
only one. As the other one that you had told to run ran so fast.
I told him to go back to where he came from. He did not obey me whatsoever. That's a 5. An 11 probably doesn't hit.
It does not.
Or a 12. A 12 doesn't
No.
hit.
Also.
Okay. Second attack. Yeah, second attack. How's about a 16?
A 16 totally hits. Roll for damage.
Okay. Uh, 12 slashing damage
Okay.
and 1 radiant.
Okay. This thing looks like it is still barely keeping itself together. Because you guys are doing some pretty fucking good work on this thing. Caelum, it's your turn.
How far is the one that hopped on the cat?
He seems to have disappeared into the woods.
Lame. Fucking lame.
It's almost like the creature that he was riding makes it incredibly hard to see things.
I have a question. Was the creature that he was riding, did it have tentacles?
It did, coming off of its back as well as 6 legs.
Oh god damn
Sort
it.
of displaced where he was.
It
I
did.
have no follow-up question.
Would this beast be displaced?
It would be. Especially if it was originally from the Feywild.
I think you misplaced.
24.
24 hits.
Yeah, I'm casting I forgot. Guiding Volt,
Okay.
dealing 23 points of radiant damage to that creature.
Okay. Yeah. What does it look like when you blast this dude?
So I imagine Cori's like trying to talk down the red cap, and then like you just see it get a flash of white light in front of her as the red cap gets dusted, and then like the camera turns over to Caelum, who's like, "Sorry."
And it is just the 2 metal boots, but like smoldering leg stalks coming off the top of it.
I don't think I took my acid damage last turn.
Thank you for reminding me. It was 1.
Yeah.
You're fine.
You have 1 temporary hit point.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But as you guys clear out all of the red caps and you sense combat kind of coming to a lull, that is where we are going to end it for tonight's session. I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. We had like 30 people in this chat at one point because Pro Restarter is a really good friend of the show. So thank you, Pro.
Yeah.
I would also
Love you,
like to
Pro.
ask Tyler, what are you doing next week? Would you like to come back and continue your character, or are you busy?
Oh boy, next week I'm so free. Actually, I don't know if I'm
Excellent.
free yet. I'm free with conditions, and that is I need to actually check my schedule.
Excellent. That is the best kind of free. So we'll put you down for a tentative returnsies. So I would like to say again, thank you to everybody who stopped by. Thank you to these excellent players for putting up with my bullshit week after week. RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Oh, I'm not at. I can't give my address, but hey, it's RJ here. You can find me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and working at god awful hours. And hey, Wednesday, you can see me streaming some Monster Hunter, I guess, and maybe some Devil May Cry on Friday for all the Devil May Cry fans out there looking at you, LB. You can catch me on Tuesday as the Human Ranger Bartholomew in the Curse of Strahd campaign here on the channel, run by the lovely Danae Keener. And on Sundays with LBHackEmUp over on Pro Restarters channel for our Cypher System game where I play G3, the his title's getting longer now. Outlaw barista creepy boy robot. He hung from the ceiling at some point using levitation to scare someone.
Is his girlfriend a car now or something as well?
No, his girlfriend is evil.
She's
Okay.
a people murderer.
She's the purple people eater.
Nice. I dig it. Yeah. And LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I've realized that when Gwen's not hype, LB gets super tired on Monday nights. But you can find me here Mondays and Tuesdays. Tuesdays, I play Somi, the wizard half-elf on Curse of Strahd, with the lovely Danae Keener as the dungeon mistress. On Wednesdays, I am on Dammit Barry's channel. We play Ghost of Saltmarsh, where we have deviated completely from what this channel is doing, so I think it's safe to watch both. I'm going to start watching the other one, so. And then Sundays, you can find me at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Encounter Roleplay's channel doing the Apocalypse system. It's getting really killer fuck your clone right now. So, yeah. And then at 8 p.m., you can see me with RJ doing the Cypher system on Pro Restarter's channel. I play the mad character named Ophi, who is the cat is not named after her, but it works.
All right.
She's named after Ophelia.
I honestly thought you named it after your character like this whole time.
No.
Even though I'm pretty sure you've told me what your cat was named after, like directly. This is Ophelia.
No. Ophi is Ophelia, and then my character is named after, like, it's Greek for snake or something like that. It just happened to work out as Ophi, shortened.
Nice.
Facts.
Yes. All right. And Cyber, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I am Cyber. You can find me. I hope I'm pointing to the right place. Yeah, at Cyberwolf1201 on Twitter, where I shit post a lot, and tweet about whenever I post new videos on YouTube's and go live on twitch.tv/Cyberwolf1201, where I play video games real bad and usually talk about lore. Our last game was a bit of a puzzly puzzle without a whole bunch of lore, but oh boy, did we get our galaxy brains picked. But that was a lot of fun. I don't know if I'm doing that again this Saturday or not. I will have to see what my schedule looks like because I got people in town. But yeah, archives of that go to a YouTube that has a really bad URL. So consider subscribing to it if you want me to get it better. What you could also find there is a podcast that Kyle with an N and I do called Let's Talk About It, where we get drunk and talk about the games that we did. We got a new video out last week about the Descent stream from like a month ago and Gen Con and stuff. It's good. You should check it out. Eventually we'll record another one, and eventually I'll edit it and post it. It's going to be great. But for role-playing stuff, you can find me here on Mondays. Hey, you found us. Good for you. You can also find me on Thursdays. Maybe this Thursday, maybe not. I don't know. Live as Albus, the Kalashtra Bard, and Sorcerer now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And Danae, where can we find you? What do you do?
My name's Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of stuff from this channel. You can also find me here on Mondays playing Cori under the Elegant Paladin, or tomorrow on Tuesdays running the Curse of Strahd game. Tomorrow we're going to be having JD Lady on as a guest. I'm very excited. I spent the whole weekend prepping in a manic just Curse of Strahd, and I'm very excited for tomorrow. So tune in, and DanaeKeener.com.
Yes. And Tyler, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm Tyler. You can find me at Frothy Inferno. Is my Twitter. I don't do anything on there, but sometimes I quote my wife, Danae Keener, because she says silly things all the time and then spills all of the great story details of Curse of Strahd that she's going to throw at you guys. Otherwise, you can sometimes find me here, where I'll continue playing Damien for as long as Indoor wants me as a guest star. And then maybe eventually again on Tuesday's Curse of Strahd, where I will be another surprise guest.
I'm so curious now. So, if you have made it this far into the show, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey buddy, it's me, your pal, your buddy, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at Indoor Adventures on Twitch.tv. All of our games that we have go on a YouTube, which is youtube.com/indooradventures, and we also have audio casts for all of the games that we play here, which is Monday nights, we got our homebrew games. Tuesday nights, we got Curse of Strahd. Wednesday nights are tumultuous, and I try and do one-shots, but when one-shots don't work, I try other things. And this Wednesday, I am going to be painting with my dear friend, Laughmaker D&D, also known as Jen, who has been a frequent on our one-shot Wednesday games. Thursdays, we also have Ghosts of Saltmarsh, which, as LB pointed out, we are divulging a little bit away from the standard way of Ghosts of Saltmarsh. We are incorporating some acquisitions into this game. Specifically, the Acquisitions Incorporated supplement that came out last week. I am very excited to find out what Omendron and Jim Dark Magic have in store for the Saltmarsh branch of Acquisitions Inc. So, with that, we are going to be going into our Patreon-supported podcast called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community at large. And you can get access to that via Patreon. So you can go to patreon.com/indooradventures and consider supporting us there if you can't get enough of all of these lovely voices. I would say faces, but we release it as a purely audio thing. So consider it. With that, guys, thank you so much again for coming by. Tyler, thank you so much for being a guest on the show. I'm glad that we finally were able to get you on. And we will see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.